New Zealand is without a doubt the biggest overachiever in world sport, which begs the question, what are they putting in the water there? A protein industry just as competitive as the athletes, and a small amount of companies owning most of the market share. Who the hell would try to disrupt this? Enter Nailed It Nutrition. An idea by a few teenagers turned hype train in the New Zealand health industry. Today I found out how these young guns got started, grew, failed, and succeeded. I'm Luddy. Welcome to episode 1 of Young Guns.
Are we starting with a crazy question?
Yeah.
Okay.
You had to name... If you have to name all your future kids after fast food items, what would you name them? I'm assuming you'd have 3 kids.
3 kids. One's got to be Wicked Wing.
It goes back to the King's Row days.
Because I love Wicked Wings. That one would be quite the beast, quite the wicked beast. Another one, Nugget. That's just a staple chicken nugget, no?
It'd be yeah. I mean,
Yeah. And then you've inspired this one. Sugar-free frozen Coke.
Oh, yeah.
Because that's a fast food item.
Yeah, and it's the best one. That would be like your high-performing overachiever of a child.
Yeah, because for fast food nutritional supplement guy, kind of listed 2 dirty ones, then 1 clean one. So, yeah.
Okay, so for anyone watching at home, if they don't know who you are, just tell them what you do and, what your company is.
Yeah. G'day everyone, I'm Tom McGuiness and I'm one of the co-founders of Nailed It Nutrition. We sell supplements, so we've got 2 products, a plant protein powder and chocolate and vanilla cinnamon, and we've also got a collagen powder. Started the business around 2.5 years ago with 2 of my really good best mates. And they've just kept growing it through there, selling it to various stores and mainly selling it online. On top of this, I'm working as a business consultant as well. So, juggling this with work as well. And we've got some real cool stuff coming out with Nailed It. So yeah, that's me.
Yeah, and that's like a massive theme of your guys' kind of journey, balancing... other commitments with building this business on the side.
Definitely.
You guys started it. The idea started around high school.
Yep, idea started high school and then really pushed it in uni. When we did that summer startup program, that was really good.
Yeah.
For growing it there. Yeah.
So the exciting part.
Yeah.
What we really want to show to the younger people is basically those initial steps that people took, because that's often the hardest part. Yeah. So what I want to know is, the exact story from the start. Where did the idea start? How did you take those next steps? So just to maybe kick off, where did the idea come from and where did it start?
Yeah, so the idea started in high school and we all used to use whey protein powder. And as you know, as a teenager, you can get some problems with acne.
And both of us know.
Yeah, well, both of us were in Accutane, right?
Yeah.
And this whey protein stuff just made my skin absolutely explode. It was real bad. And then when I switched to plant protein powders, they just tasted awful. They had this chalky, disgusting, gritty texture. And I was like, I can't drink this. This is unbearable. So I was like, surely there's a way we can make a plant protein powder that has a smooth and creamy texture, and still has really good health benefits. Yeah. So that's when we saw the gap in the market, and that's when we started researching and trying to develop this product.
Yeah. And what was that? What was the difference in your product? What was the key ingredient that essentially made yours so much different to other plant proteins? Because usually they have quite a chalky texture.
Yeah.
They're kind of, I don't know, nutty or something like that. How did you guys sort of change the formula to make it, what it is?
Yeah, so it's that aftertaste, when you swallow it, just it's awful. And so the key ingredient we use is fava-bean protein. So most plant proteins like pea, rice, and hemp, don't get me started on hemp, have the most like chalky and gritty texture. But fava-bean has got this real smooth and creamy texture. So us basing our recipes around fava-bean has been awesome. And it doesn't stop with just the flavor, because it's really easy on the gut. Pea protein is pretty tough on the gut, but we've actually had a lot of people who've got tummy problems, gut issues, etc., that use our product, and they love the taste, but they also love that it's gluten-free, all natural ingredients, and it's easy on the gut. And gut health's a really big thing these days, and a lot of people are having issues with it. So that's one of the things we love.
Yeah. I just want to quickly pivot away from the product now. Product's great, and I've had it, and I've been using it.
You like it?
I've literally been using it for years, so that helps. But what I want to dive more into now is like, let's start to look at the exact steps you take. So you guys came up with the idea in your garage, and then from there, what were like the first things you were doing? Were you brainstorming on the group chat, and then when did you meet for the first time? What were you doing at that meeting? Because what I want to show everyone is that, how did you actually go from idea to product, and then we'll go from product to, how did you sell the thing?
Yeah, so, well, the idea actually first came up at Oggie's garage. We were all doing like a little gym session there, and then it popped up, and we're like, okay, there's something available here. Let's crack into it. And then from there, it was just like a bunch of brainstorming. We'd just meet up on the weekends and discuss different ways we can go about it. It took a lot of research, so we just worked all together to do a bunch of research on what ingredients we should use, and all that stuff. And then from that was probably around the end of year 13, so when we were 17 to 18 years old. And then from that, in first year uni, kept kind of sampling it, and then we saw, because we went to University of Canterbury, and then we saw this University of Canterbury summer startup program, and Canterbury doesn't just do this, a lot of universities do this, and I highly recommend this to anyone in the first year of uni or anything. If you've got a business idea or anything, you can apply, and they give you a scholarship. So they gave us $4,500 each.
Wow.
To just work on your business. And from there, that's when we really started taking it seriously, because over summer, we're living down in Christchurch, working on our product, got to meet mentors.
So you got your real Christchurch Y Combinator course.
Yeah. No, it was cool. And it extends just, it doesn't stop at Christchurch. If you're a first year, all the universities have it, and I highly recommend it if you just got an idea. A lot of the people, we were actually quite ahead because we had samples, but a lot of the other people were just at the idea stage.
Wow.
And they're so supportive, like they really push you. And so then after that, that's when, you finished your summer startup program, and then it's like, what next? So that's just when we had to really like work as a team to actually get this thing off the ground.
Yeah.
Which is, it's a lot of tough work, but yeah, it's really rewarding.
So before we go into, that first kind of launch date, and I know you guys launched in October 2023.
Yeah.
I want to know more about that sort of initial startup. So what was that first conversation like when you and Oggie and Spratty were in the garage? And what were you guys talking about? Was it like, oh, McGee, your skin sucks?
Yeah, so I think my skin had actually cleared up then, because I was starting to use plant protein, but it tasted awful. But it was just like, one of those gym sessions at the garage. And then we're just like complaining about I think, so me and Rick, so Rick, Spratty, Jack had skin issues. Then I think Oggie had the digestive issues.
Still does.
So it's like, it's a double-edged sword. You've got the digestive issues, skin issues, or some people have both.
You're just an absolute mess.
So we were just complaining. I was like, I can't, I need to stop using whey. I need to stop. But all these plant proteins are either do they just taste really bad? They're still giving me gut issues, and they're pretty expensive as well. Why isn't there something out there that accommodates for all?
They're definitely expensive. I remember the first time I ever had a plant protein. I'm not going to name the business just
Yeah.
in case we get in trouble, but it came from a glass bottle, and and I remember it was from Holly Hunt, and I nearly spat the thing out.
Yeah.
It was disgusting, but I'm a
Yeah.
plant user now. Never
Yeah.
thought I'd say that.
Yeah.
Okay, so you guys, one of the things I want to talk about with you specifically is, you know, you guys kept, I mean, you guys wouldn't know this, but they kept the business a secret for the first 2 years. I want to know, at what point did you guys actually decide that, you know, this was going to be a serious business endeavor? And why did you think it was important to build behind the scenes rather than in public? You know?
Well, for me personally, so that whole secret thing, I like to just work on things and make things happen before making, you know, a public scene out of it. That's just me personally. Like, a lot of businesses, it's actually really good to like start filming content and like building a community around it, because then you can get crowdfunding and you can actually, you know, get pre-orders in before we sell. That was just our sort of way we went about it.
Yeah. I can sort of see it kind of like also in a way, you know, it doesn't set any expectations for people who may buy the product. So like in New Zealand, because it's such a small country, if you guys build in public, make this big deal about it, and start selling it, it can actually, you know, have the reverse effect on, you know, people's views of the product. So I guess it sort of lowers the expectation. Obviously, you guys exceeded exceeded when and it did really well. Next question. I mean, you guys built the company while you guys were studying and working, and now obviously you're working. What I want to know is what's like the hidden sacrifice that nobody really sees, because where do you find the time to do this and work full-time job at a pretty prestigious firm as well, I must say?
Yeah, well, at university, it's all right because, you know, uni's pretty pretty flexible with you know, online lectures and stuff.
Especially at bloody Lincoln, you know.
So you could kind of work around it, but even then it got quite busy, like, you know, during exam season when you're in the library doing some big, you know, long sessions. It's difficult to balance in it. And like, we were at the food labs at uni during the day working on this. So at university it's all right because it's quite flexible. When you're working full time, it gets quite tricky because, you know, you got your set day that you got to be working, and you know, it's not like at uni if stuff pops up, you can't, you know, sort it on the spot, you're at work. So you got to wait till after work. And I'd say hidden sacrifice, you just don't get a lot of free time, I'd say.
Yeah.
Or as much as you could, but I guess we all love what we're doing, so that's kind of our free time. Still get free time, but just not as much.
Do you think that, you know, having two other co-founders have been really helpful in terms of, you know, saving time? Because and also timing for starting the business. You guys started it in uni, started to build it throughout there, got some really good processes in, and now whilst you're all working, it may be slightly easier because you've got more of a process. You're, you know, I imagine you're everything. It's a lot easier to do.
Yeah, well, 100%. Like, I definitely couldn't do it without Jack or Tom helping out. So it's great having them too. Then we just all work together, which 100% makes it a lot easier. And the other thing about working as well is I'm finding like I'm learning a lot of things at work that help me with my business, project management stuff, Excel skills, all that. And it actually does help a lot with the business because, there's like a lot of posh that it's like, oh, you know, you should just try, you know, work full time on your business and that sort of thing. But, you know, don't be afraid if you're working full time to try something out. And they definitely complement each other. So that's a big thing I found in working. They complement each other. I'm learning a lot from both ends that help each other. So at the moment it's going all good.
I'm interested to know, you know, at this point in your guys' business, you know, has the business had any, you know, big failures, and did you guys learn any key lessons from that?
Yeah, there's been a bunch of failures that you definitely learn from. Um, a big one that we're still like trying to get, you know, really good at is demand planning. Because, you know, you don't want to order too much stock because then you can't sell it and food's got an expiry date. So you don't want to lose
So what is
stock.
demand planning exactly?
So demand planning is meeting the demand. So like for us, we sell plant protein powder. So we're trying to forecast how much demand there is going to be for our product.
Okay. Yeah.
So for example, we want to forecast that we want to sell 1,000 units in a 6 month span or something.
Mm-hmm.
Thing is, it's really hard to predict what you want. And then if you order too much, there's not enough something you might not sell it all, and then you got stock that expires, which is a big loss. But then if you don't order enough, then you got all these customers waiting.
Yeah, so that's something I've always been
Yeah.
interested in. So, you know, a lot of people from a customer's perspective, when we see a company sell out, we're like, oh, that company's doing amazing. But what's the actual biggest challenge when you do sell out, and why is that quite like a stressful time for you guys?
Yeah, well, when you sell out, no one's buying. So you're getting no money coming in.
Yeah.
And that's kind of where we're at now, because we've got, you know, new flavors coming out soon. And, you know, we've still got some stock.
Are you allowed to tell anyone?
No, not yet. Top secret. But they're delicious.
Yeah.
And we sold out of vanilla cinnamon.
Yeah.
And we've like nearly sold out of chocolate. But like these new flavors coming in are so good, and like we actually revised and like enhanced the vanilla cinnamon and chocolate, so it's even better than what it is. But you know, at the moment there's going to be, you know, a dry spell because we sold out of vanilla cinnamon. We got to wait, you know, a few months for it to be ready because there's lead times and all that thing. So yeah, you're just not getting any money coming in when you can be if you had stock, which is the frustrating thing.
Would you say that is your guys' biggest challenge at the moment?
Yeah, well, yeah, one of the biggest challenges is that. And then another big challenge we face is advertising. New Zealand's a small market. We use Meta for a lot of our ads, and you know, plant protein users is even a smaller market in a small market. So when you're making ads for a product, they fatigue very quickly. So what that like ad fatigue means is they just keep playing and over to the same people. They become less effective.
Okay. Right, yeah.
So like we have to refresh ads every week.
Really?
To go find, you know, new people to film content for us, new people to review our product. Like Lud's mate.
I got in there for a couple ads.
Yeah. Your ads are doing well as well. That's cool. Good stuff. So that's another big thing because you have to stay on top of it. You have to really stay on top of it. And, you know, when you're spending, you know, a decent amount of money on ads and then they fatigue, it's like burning cash. So yeah, to get that consistent ad going, customers coming in, you got to really stay on top of refreshing ads.
What sort of a role does Meta play in your guys' business? Is it the only form of advertising apart from what, maybe social media?
Yeah, so we got like organic social media.
Yeah.
So organic, just us posting stuff, chucking stuff up on the story. Then Meta for Instagram and Facebook. We've only started that like halfway through last year. Before that, we were all organic. And yeah, currently that's the only real form. Sometimes we do some email marketing and that sort of thing, but currently that's what we're using right now. And it's been effective so far, but it is a really long process. Because, you know, you get all these people, you got to send them free stuff. They make an ad, and then sometimes, a lot of the times, well, Meta chooses which one is going to win. So you have all these ads that just don't do well, and you just got to turn them off. And there's like a few that win, so it's a lot of pick and miss. You should really I'm not like an expert at this. You should talk to Rihanna and Joe. So you got that lined up?
Yeah. No, I nearly got stuck in a doom yarn with Rihanna at 6 a.m. about Meta ads at the Now to Run Club.
No, they're the gurus with that thing. I'm still learning and just trying to get the hang of it.
In true Ludsmate fashion,
Yeah.
what's like a day in the life, or more like a sort of day in the week at the moment right now? Because you guys are bouncing so
Yeah.
much. I'm curious to see kind of what your day to day is.
Yeah, so normally I would wake up in the morning 6:20ish, and then I'd go for either a gym session or run. Then I'd head off to work, get there around 8:15,
Mm.
work till depends between 5 if I'm really lucky, or a bit later if work's busy, and then depends. Like sometimes I go to the gym after work, or sometimes I just rest in the afternoon period, come home, do a bit of nailed at work, and kind of repeat that thing. And then on the weekends we try and meet up, either at mine, Oggie's, or Jack's, and kind of have a meeting there and discuss new things. And then yeah, that's for me. Yeah.
What's the strength of everyone,
What's the strength of everyone?
of each person?
Of each person. Oof, that's a great question. I'd say, oh, I'd say Jack's an operator. He likes really getting stuff done. He loves getting stuff done.
He gives me those vibes.
Yeah, it gives you those vibes.
Yeah.
Oggie's a great social person. He's been so good with social media, like what to do with that thing, and then editing ads, because he's doing his Tamiki Tom as well, and that has been so helpful for him editing ads, and we have to go through so many ads and stuff, so him being able to edit ads is so helpful. And everything. So yeah, Rick's an operator. Oggie's definitely social media guy. And just a confident dude.
And you're too humble to give yourself strength.
It should be interesting to see what they say my strength is. Yeah.
Maybe I'll ask them and not ask you unless you want me to tell.
That'd be a good one, actually.
Yeah.
Because I wonder if people will agree with everyone.
You can imagine Augie being like, Mickey is the brains. Yeah. So looking back, when you guys are, 40 years old.
Yeah.
What's the thing about this that you're going to be the most proud of, do you think?
Well, that we just gave it a go, and that we're continuing to still work on it, because it's more like the what if. I feel like if you have an inkling and you really want to do something, just give it a crack. And then if it fails, you failed fast, and then you can move on, try something else, or, might just want to keep working. That's completely up to you. But then you won't have that what if in your head anymore. So, yeah.
What's now that's sort of planned for the next couple of years? Do you guys expect, well, obviously you got big plans this year.
Yeah.
So lead up to now, it's probably quite busy.
Yeah, definitely.
And then after that, where do you sort of see now it going?
Yeah, so I'd say our main thing is, we've got our plant protein, 2 new flavors, so there'll be 4 SKUs there, and then we got a collagen powder. It'd be really cool to get some more products in there, which we're already looking into, because then that expands our market, and we've got some real cool ideas in the same supplement zone that can really benefit people. So we're just going to keep looking into that, developing new products, and then that should help us build scale, and keep that going. Yeah.
Cool. Well, McGee, to close it off, keep things short and sharp.
Yeah.
We've just slapped value and value and value on on our audience. So I'm curious, to any young person, older than us or younger than us, what do you think your best piece of advice is, in terms of starting a business and then sort of getting through those first initial stages and then eventually succeeding? Yeah,
just give it a crack. There's going to be times where you're going to get, really frustrated, but that just comes in waves. So just keep pushing through. Definitely, if you're on your own, you know, big respect to you, but like get a good, you know, support team around you. Yeah, if you're a solo founder, you know, try get a mentor or anything, and even if you're a group, try get a mentor to help you. And yeah, hang in there.
Yeah.
Give it a crack.
Yeah. Cool. Thank you so much for coming on, bro. Appreciate it.
Sure, man, bro.
Yeah, sure, my bro. All right. Bye, everybody.